All right, welcome to another episode of the Expand Your Brand podcast. It's been a minute, but we're back in action this week. I haven't seen Austin in a while. I ran into Austin at a golf tournament. I think it was the first time I've seen him in person in about a month or two now. So
Yeah,
a bit crazy. Great to see you, obviously, on the golf course. And we had fun at the last tournament that we played in. So, Austin, how you been?
yeah, I've been good, man. Just kind of plugging along, been busy, so just trying to piece everything together, and we gotta just get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, I know, man. Things are finally slowing down. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Obviously, new job started on my end, but I've been bombarded there. Traveled down to Miami, which was hot as hell. So it was nice to leave here in September in the summer and then go back down into the summer again in Miami and then come back up for hot weather again. So great times, but
So,
good times.
oh yeah,
Never been to Miami, so it was a very interesting trip for sure.
I'm sure there were some sights.
More than you know. I know we haven't talked. I think we missed the Ryder Cup that happened over a couple weeks ago, which is crazy to think about. But I mean, your thoughts on the Ryder Cup? Europe dominated pretty much the whole tournament.
Yeah, they kicked their ass for sure. I mean, we had like a glimmer of hope in singles, I felt like, if a couple things went our way, but it just didn't seem like anything went our way, and it didn't help that some, if not most, of the U.S. team took about a month off prior to the Ryder Cup, so they weren't really coming into form anyway. And going to European soil and trying to take home the trophy is always a tall task anyway. So they definitely did kick our ass, and hopefully we can regain that trophy when they come to us in 4 years.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him. I know it's tough when I was looking at when I woke up and looked at the leaderboard, it was like they were up by a lot, Europe. And then like
Yeah.
I think we only scored like a half, two, like a one. I don't know how many half points we got on day one, but we didn't even score a full point. I knew that was in trouble. And then was couldn't sleep on Saturday, and I watched it in my hotel room, and I was like, oh, whoa, this is like trying to try not to yell while I'm in there, like trying to wake the whole like floor up, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways. People were just getting in at the time I woke up. So, but
Yeah.
being in Miami, but it was very interesting to see. I felt like Max Homa might have been like the MVP of the whole Ryder Cup for the U.S. men's team. For the U.S. men's team, not the whole Ryder Cup, but for the U.S.
Yeah.
team. It just seemed like he played the best and was pretty steady from the pretty much the whole 3 days.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, he was definitely the best player on the U.S. team. And then what happened with Cantlay in the second day, with Joe LaCava and getting in Rory's line and Rory getting pissed, I thought that was going to really spark the U.S. team. It did a little bit, but it was just too big of a burden to overcome. Um, but yeah, I mean, even though it was pretty lopsided, it was still awesome to watch. Like the fan interaction and engagement is just um like no other. So it really makes the game super fun to watch and super entertaining. And I hope it continues to go that way. I know the Ryder Cup is, but as a whole, I hope the game continues to go that way.
Yeah, I do too. I enjoy it when it's like that back and forth, and it's always good. I don't know. I feel like it's good for the game of golf when you have those rivalries, but you also have the crowd cheering like you're at like a NFL or an NBA
Yeah.
game, going nuts for like their players. It's just a great atmosphere to see, and it's a lot of fun. Obviously, in the next 4 years when it's back on U.S. soil and the Ryder Cup comes here, I'm sure it'll be another blast. Hopefully, maybe we can get tickets to that sometime and hit it
It's
up.
in New York.
Yeah,
It's in
yeah.
New
See,
York.
not
Yeah.
too far away. So yeah,
No.
it'd be awesome to be a part of that. But I'd love to see that be more part of golf. I'd love to kind of get away from golf being like a stuck up kind of game and just kind of be a fun, enjoyable atmosphere for the fans as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's got to go that way.
Yeah, for sure. The tournament that we just played in too was this this weekend, which was good to see you. It's been a while. You
Yeah.
did beat you did beat us too by 2 strokes at the tournament as well too. But the tournament was for a good cause. Obviously, a family friend of ours in the area, Tyler, obviously passed away, and his dad and family hosted a good tournament for memorial tournament for him. Just a lot of fun at Richmond. I mean, what were your thoughts being at that tournament and playing there?
Yeah, I mean, last year, I just went for the dinner. I had prior obligations, for the tournament, but, um, I mean, Tyler we grew up together in Bradford, like we were super close at one point, and, it's just super unfortunate. Obviously, as a town, we don't think that there's bad things that can happen, but, the reality is that there's a lot that, gets overlooked, and, drugs in the area is one aspect of it, I believe. So definitely unfortunate. Definitely want more awareness and more, um, mentorship for kids. I think is super important. But as far as the tournament went, Jeff ran it perfectly. The Everyone was, obviously there to raise awareness and raise money for a great cause. They're giving away 2 scholarships. They're going to continue to give away more going forward. So anyone next year, I believe it's going to be October 7th again. So, which is Tyler's birthday, ironically. So, anyone that can join next year, feel free, and we would love to have you. I think it was awesome. How about you? How was your day?
Yeah, it was good, and like you said, it was for a good cause. Same thing. I grew up with Tyler. His godfather is my godfather. He lived right across the street from my aunt and uncle, so literally just would walk over to the yard and had seen
Yeah.
known him since he was a little kid. And obviously for a great cause, and we had a great time. I mean, like you said, Jeff put on a very good, like great tournament, great food, but it's all for a great cause and what they're doing and everything like that. And I fully agree with you too, Austin. I think a lot of things in this town we overlook, and mentorship is one of the biggest things in this town that we're missing here in Westerly. I think that's like one of the things that kind of drive me nuts. I think we had a conversation at our table talking about some stuff about Westerly, and I think that's one of the biggest things that we don't really focus enough on our youth. I think we give our youth sports, but I don't think we do enough to give back to our youth as well too. I mean, this we could go. I mean, we're going on a tangent, but I would love to hear your thoughts on that as well
we
too.
can we can continue it. This is right
Yeah,
up my alley.
yeah,
Yeah, I think youth development here is, neglected, and I think that we need to do a better job as a community to be more proactive, instead of having something happen and be reactive. Um, I think just drug awareness, like Westerly is, it's a ritzy area, and people think that not much goes on here, but unfortunately there's a lot of things that go on here. And I'm sure you have, I know I have witnessed it firsthand. I grew up an athlete, and there was a lot of kids, kind of taking advantage of that spotlight in a way. And I think that there's a lot of growth that we need in order to have the future generations, the generations that are going to be leading us one day. They need to know what's out there. Like, this world is only getting harder, and there's only more, coming from it. So I think being able to make that imprint, and trying to be an inspiration and trying to be a mentor to kids is, I know it's definitely one of my purposes, and it's something that I really enjoy. So I'm hoping to continue it, and hopefully, try and grow it in some aspect or another. And I think we actually have a great platform as hosts of this to be able to hit on that going forward. And, maybe we can do some sort of fundraiser or something along those lines in order bring that awareness.
Yeah, it's definitely awareness that needs to be brought up. I mean, especially, I think a lot of people, when they think you're from Wesley, they think you live next to Taylor Swift, but
Yeah.
that's not the case. And just from, like you said, just from growing up, you know, I know I've lost a few kids in my grade to drugs, and like kids that I graduated with at one point. I think there was just a ton of kids passing away from doing,
Yeah.
drugs, and heroin, especially, is one of the biggest ones. But I also think another thing too that isn't we don't give enough attention to for mentorship awareness as well is social media, and how people handle social media, and how they look at social media, and how they think their lives should be, or how they see people do YouTube pranks and thinks that they can get away with it and try to do the same thing. Like, how they handle themselves basically on social media too, and not to compare themselves to those people all the time. Because people always give you the light, a glimpse of what their life might be, but you don't know what their whole life is unless you actually really know them. And I think that's another thing that we as a town, or just overall need, overall as like a state, need to focus on for the youth to help them out as well too. I think that's as we continue to get more social media, because God knows what the next platform is going to be outside of TikTok was the trend. I don't know what the heck's going to be the next trend, but it's just important to really, for kids to really understand how that can come back and bite you in the butt too as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, now that I'm thinking of it, like I think definitely doing some sort of fundraiser or something along those lines, I think would be really cool to just bring that awareness and make people and show people that it what we have here is special. We have a great community, and when things tend to go wrong, like we do come together and unite and really step up, but it shouldn't be at the cost of either someone's life or something catastrophic happening. It should be more proactive in my opinion, and um I think that we can come up with something in order to do that. And the youth development definitely needs to be at the forefront of everyone's mind going forward, I think, because it's so important, and no one wants no one wants their kid to be at the bad end of anything to happen, right? So if we can be proactive and try and prevent that from going forward in many different aspects, I think that's our job.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I fully agree with you. I think it's something that we should definitely plan to do for, some kind of event or a fundraiser, and look to get back, and or maybe we can plan on doing a speaking event or something like that, or something like even using the podcast, like just doing a podcast event where people come in and we talk to them or whatever. We'll figure it out from there. I think it's important to get out there. I know there's a lot of communities outside of Wesley, and I'm not saying that Wesley doesn't give back, but outside of Wesley that are really big. Like they do a lot for the community. I've witnessed it firsthand, and what guys do and give back, and would love to be able to help out and do that for ours as well too. And I know you do too. And I think that's what helped us connect and become good friends over the years. And I think it's something we can definitely be reactionary to before anything happens.
Yeah, I think that's great. Let's definitely meet up and figure that out going forward. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that I didn't mean to get on a little tangent. It was something a little bit different from the podcast, like what we usually talk about, but I think it's important to hit upon, especially we both knew Tyler, and losing him and everything, and I think it's important to kind of bring that up on this podcast and bring it forward to the forefront going forward of what we're going to try to do as well.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, but anyways, let's cut to commercial break, and then we'll kind of jump into what else is going on around the sports world and everything else.
Sounds good.
Welcome to Vintage Cigar Lounge, the place where you escape to, not from. The place where your cigar options are limitless. The place where friends come together and bond over the finest cigars and drinks. a place where your selected few can retreat to and enjoy premium cigars, great conversation, and your liquor of choice within the privacy of our private rooms. Looking for a place to escape to? Our doors are always open.
All right, we're back from our work from our sponsor. Thanks again, Vintage, for everything. We'll definitely be back in studio this upcoming weekend. I got stuck with a late night project tonight. We were supposed to come in tonight, but someone's job asked them to do something late. So, Jeff. But anyways, we'll talk a little NFL and NCAA. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on Colorado, since that was a big talk in the beginning of our couple podcasts. But let's talk NFL.
Yeah.
We had some big games. I mean, we'll talk about the Patriots, first of all, don't look very, very good at all.
Oh my God, dude. I honestly hope they don't win another game the rest of the year, and I hope they get Caleb Williams because this is like atrocious. I was all for Mac Jones and trying to support him, but the last two games have been like, now I know how my dad fell in the 90s when they sucked. Like, I don't understand. I can't. All I've known is Tom Brady and winning, and this whole, like, I don't know, era after Tom is absolutely brutal, and it's not even fun to watch. And then, not to mention, our defense was supposed to be pretty good, and I mean, we give up. I don't know. I guess it's not all the defense, because we're giving up defensive touchdowns while we're on offense, so
Right,
it doesn't really help. But it's yeah, so I take that back. But the offense is just atrocious. You can't even throw a slant.
Yeah,
Like, come on, that's
doesn't
brutal.
doesn't look good for past fans. I mean, you guys have been spoiled for the past
Yeah,
years.
it's completely spoiled, but
Yeah.
this other side of it sucks.
Welcome to what it was like when the Niners made the Super Bowl with like Harbaugh. They got rid of him and they hired Jim Tom Sula, the guy who like farted in the middle of a press conference and tried to cover it up, and then like took us to like 1-1, like, but whatever. Where are we?
Well, speaking
now.
of the 49ers,
Dang
dude, they are unbelievable. I love watching them play.
They're so good this year. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like, I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, if offense is playing well, the defense is going to play unbelievable, or vice versa. And if they're clicking on all cylinders like they were last night, it's like you're lucky to get 10. I mean, right now, I think they're averaging, well, maybe that average probably dropped, but I think coming into the game against Dallas was like 14.5 points per game they're averaging.
Yeah.
Allowed for points allowed. And I think they were scoring at like over 30 points per game. I think they were like 32 points per game. So it's
a big differential.
Yeah, big differential. So they're playing great football. I mean, the nice thing too about them is like, it's almost like the Warriors. I mean, any guy could kind of go off like for them.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need Debo. You don't have to rely on Debo or Kittle to do it, or McCaffrey. It could be Ayuk. It could be Kittle one day. Like, it seems like one guy has like a big game for all of them, and Purdy's just playing good football. There's some times where he throws some bad passes here and there, but he's very steady. He doesn't like really let things affect him. He just keeps going to the next play, which he has that mindset, which is good.
Yeah, and he doesn't turn the ball over.
No, I don't think.
Like, I feel like that's the most important thing. Like, I don't care if you like. I'd rather have
Jimmy G.
No, what's it called when you just throw the ball away and
oh yeah, just I don't know.
I can't think of it, but like, I'd rather get a penalty than throw it to the other team, or
intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding, yeah. I couldn't think of it for the life of me, but I'd rather have intentional grounding than just throwing it to the other team and having them walk in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, just, you have to value the football. Just like in basketball, you got to value the basketball. Like, it's how you score.
You're right. Exactly.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah, Purdy has had 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions so far on the season, which is
like, that's perfect.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to be a superstar. He's just a good game manager, but like
game manager.
make the good throws when he needs to. So it'll be interesting. I feel like them and the Eagles are on a collision course to face off each other in December. I think they play each other early December. So that'll be a lot of fun actually. Because my oldest nephew is a Eagles fan. So
Yeah. That'll be awesome.
yeah, so it'll be a good game for sure. That doesn't, yeah, December 3rd is that game. But yeah, they look good. I mean, I don't know. There's been, I mean, it's just great to have football back and nice to always watch games. I know Saturday too, when we were playing in the golf tournament, I was watching college football. I think those are like the days I live for, is college football, having playing golf. So those are like the great days. So I mean, Colorado's kind of fallen off a bit since
Oh
last
my
time we
God.
talked. So I don't know.
Yeah, they've been a bit of a train wreck, but I also think that without Hunter, it's just a different team, you know.
Yeah.
Like Schroeder has actually been playing pretty well without him, but like I mean, I saw a stat, he's gotten stacked 29 times already this year, and last year at Jackson State he got sacked 26 times total.
Yeah.
So I mean, his body is just taking a beating. So hopefully Hunter can get back shortly, and I don't know if he's going to be back this week or next week, but hopefully he can get back, and it just gives another dynamic player on the field to take away the pressure of everyone else. So I think that would be really good. I don't think they're going to do too much this year, but if they can continue to build, and I mean, just the marketing from from
I mean,
is insanity.
they got everyone talking about it. I'm pretty sure Fox Sports like lives in Colorado now, like in Boulder, Colorado, because that's where all the games, like Gus Johnson must have bought like an apartment or something, because they always send him there for
Yeah.
games. So I mean, Dion did what he had to do, is get eyes on Boulder, get eyes on the team, and they're playing well. Shador is, I think, a great quarterback. I don't know how long he's going to stay. I think Dion just for next year is going to have to really revamp that offensive line. Their defense isn't very good either. They let up a lot of points. I thought maybe they, but we'll see how they do overall in Colorado. And then my Michigan Wolverines are #2 in the country, so I can't complain.
Oof.
Right there. Yeah, hopefully no
They're
choke
playing
jobs.
good.
I know
Yeah.
I know how Harbaugh is when he coaches, so he gets a little too conservative sometimes when it comes to the big game. So we'll see how they do
Right.
against Ohio State. But rooting for Ohio State to stay undefeated and rooting for Michigan to stay undefeated until they face each other. That's basically what you got to root for. So
I know it. I know it should be good. It should be good the rest of the year, though. I mean, like this is when college football really starts to get really good, where top 25 teams are playing each other week in and week out, and really seeing who's the top dog, which is always fun.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good games. Like LSU, I think it was Mississippi or Ole Miss when they played each other, was a lot of fun to watch or listen to, because they came back. And then Texas, Oklahoma, obviously another great one, the Red River rivalry or shootout, or whatever they call it.
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Texas is tough, but that was a really good win for Oklahoma.
Yeah, it was. That's big for them. But yeah, I mean, football is back. I mean, I think we got the next. I think there was some kind of thing where like college football is playing tomorrow night. I think there's like a certain amount of days of just straight football for like.
Really?
Yeah, there's like college football on for like the next like 3 or 4 nights with NFL mixed in there, and yeah, so it's all good stuff if you're a big football fan. And then basketball season's right around. Oh, the Celtics. Forgot about Drew Holiday. We missed that too. Coming to the Celtics. Yeah.
That is big.
Yeah, that's huge. Lose Marcus Smart and replace it with Drew Holiday.
Yeah, I think that might be the key to get them over the hump.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think he is solid, and just the whole. I mean, they don't have Robert Williams, but I mean, he played 4 games a year anyway, so that doesn't really matter much. But that's a solid trade pickup.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, that's what everyone was saying. That like, I can't believe you lost Marcus Smart, but you replaced him with Drew Holiday, who was just who took the Bucks to the next level, where they needed to be to win their championship. But the funny thing is, everyone's like, "Oh, who's going to guard Joel Embiid if Robert Williams is there?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? Al Horford
Yeah,
is the guy that like would
I
shut these
know.
guys down. Like if you watch him, who guard Giannis was Al Horford, who guard Joel Embiid, Al Horford. He put him in
Yeah.
a shutdown clinic in games. So now you got the triple J's all teamed up. So hopefully we can win something this year. It'd be nice to bring a title back to Boston.
Yeah, it definitely would. And then lastly, we just got to hit on the Sanderson Farms. Did you watch that at all? The golf tournament this past weekend?
No, I didn't.
Oh, so the FedEx Cup Fall Series, Sanderson Farms. He, I, me and names today is just not working out very well. But the kid that missed to win and go into the playoff, he was at Lake with James O a few years ago, and we got to play like 9 holes together. He ended up becoming like a mortgage broker for like a month, and then got sponsorships and got status back on tour, and he almost won.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, awesome story. Can you see with the name of it? I
Yeah, I'm looking
am
it up
blanking.
right now. Sanderson Farms Championship. He beat Luke List was the champion.
Yep, Luke List ended up winning the 5-hole playoff, but
Sanderson clinching the 5-hole conference traction. Luke List.
who's the in second place?
This is
Who came in a tie for a second?
bad
Oh, Ben
radio.
Griffin.
Who is it?
Ben
Ben
Griffin
Griffin.
is his name.
Okay.
Yep. So he came to Lake, and we played a little bit, and what an awesome story. I was rooting for him. I totally wish he made that putt on the 18th. It just slipped out, but um congrats to Luke List. He hit like a 45-footer in the playoff hole for birdie, and um took home the extra 932,000 or something with that putt. So
Not bad.
awesome payday.
Yeah, yeah. It's not a bad payday at all.
No, not at all. That was just between first and tied for second.
Oh
So
my God.
yeah, I think he made out pretty well.
I gotta start raising. I don't know. I gotta like if I have a kid, I gotta raise him to play golf or something like that.
Yeah.
Golf's money is not getting up there. So
It's insane.
yeah. Well, this has been a good podcast, Austin. Obviously great catching up and seeing you, and it was good to see you last weekend. I'm sure I'll see you in studio this weekend.
Yes, for sure. Let's do it.
All right. Talk to you later, man.
All right, thanks.